Well guys, we're going to go ahead and try this morning since the store's been dead since I opened. So what I forgot to mention in the last video is I do work in a tobacco store. I sell cigars and pipe tobacco. My boss, wealth of knowledge, guy has a personal collection of over 500 pipes, so pretty much just try to soak up as much information from him as I can. But as I said, I was going to do some cigar reviews as well because that's another passion of mine. And today I have the swag from Oliveros, which is a Dominican Puro, as my boss says. This one was claimed out due to damage. It has a crack right there, but it hasn't affected its smoking ability. It might open up later up towards the band, but as you can see, I've already started smoking it because unfortunately I don't have editing capabilities yet, so try not to bore you guys with, you know, me smoking a cigar for an hour and a half. This swag has been described to me as an extremely spicy cigar, which, if you're not familiar with smoking cigars, there is an inherent black pepper quality in the tobacco that you get. However, in Dominican tobacco, like the swag, it's almost subdued. Dominican tobacco almost has a real barnyardy, you know. I don't know if any of y'all have ever gone out and smelled fresh cut hay, or, you know, when cutting grass, that kind of smell. If you could put that into a flavor, that's kind of what Dominican tobacco has. And there's a slight, I want to say almost like sappy sweetness to it. Sometimes when you draw on a cigar like this, you get that spice, and it's almost like a lacquered wood taste. It's really hard to place. Definitely some wood quality from this, but it's hard to explain. You know, it wouldn't be like, if we put the flavor in terms of how much wood we're talking wood chips, not planks. And I'm not telling you people to go out and lick your decking, just so you know what I'm talking about. If you smoke cigars, then you'll hit it eventually. You'll get that odd taste that you really just can't place very well. There's also almost raisiny sweetness to this. It's natural, you know, syrupy. It's a plant sweetness. It's not artificial like some of the flavored cigars. By the way, I'm a purist and I do not smoke flavored cigars. I try just for sake of having knowledge on the subject for my customers, but it made me really sick. It was so rich and it was like overly decadent. It made me want to die. But this cigar, this is the Toro Gordo size, which is called the Ego from Swag. And this, I mean, it's a 60 ring gauge almost. Well, I'd say this is a 60 ring gauge. It's like a 60 by 6.5. Really good cigar. And it retails at our store for $6.99, which for the price you really can't beat. If it were up to me between this and the Jesus Fuego Sangre de Toro, which is one of my favorite smokes, I would happily trade off and smoke this ever so often, just to change up from Nicaraguan. There's a barber shop next door, so we get children that come and open our door thinking they come in for a haircut, and instead they see me sitting here smoking a cigar and they run away. But lost my train of thought. Anyway, I'm not sure what the wrapper leaf is on this. As you can see, it's a little bit darker. It's not going to be a Connecticut. It's more like a natural, or even a Habano. I'm thinking this is a Dominican Habano wrapper. But construction, you really can't complain, especially with that crack in it. I mean, I don't know if that was caused by construction or expanding from ship shock, but you can see that's a pretty sizable crack we got there. But a lot of times these bigger ring gauge cigars through ship shock, they'll be over humidified, so they'll swell, and then they'll shrink, and they'll swell, and they'll shrink, and usually that's a pretty prone spot for a 60 ring gauge. We also have the JFR 770s that like to do this, but it hasn't affected the smoking quality at all, which is admirable from Oliveros, because to be completely honest, I've never had one of their cigars besides this here. But anyway, YouTube, like I said, since I don't have editing capabilities, I'm not going to hold you here and ramble on for the next 45 minutes while I finish this smoke. But I will post a comment later on how this finished up. So if you guys are curious, go out to your tobacco store and try the swag from Oliveros. Really can't beat the price. If you're a new smoker, probably not the best cigar for you. It's going to be on the, for my scale, it's in the lighter side of medium, but we'll see how it progresses. Anyway, I'm Kyle, and this is the swag from Oliveros. Have a nice day, guys.